All right, good to go. Okay, what's up, everybody? Good evening. All right, looks like we are live and good to go. All right, so October 15th, end of a pretty wild, well, I guess you could say the lack of inverse of wild, pretty boring and lack of range day, but we did have some movers here and there. So definitely a day where sitting on cash or not having our account cleared was probably not a terrible thing. Sorry, hold on one second. All right, well, let me go live right here. I should be good to go. All right, I think we're good to go here. PLTR upgraded to be high impact? It depends on who the upgrade is from, John. So that'll be a key element when considering whether or not they're going to continue. So um let's see here. Sorry, one second. People with ADHD save 10 hours studying with a sperm extension. Yeah, I know that. Sorry, hold on. Now my speakers are going crazy. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so I just had my thing go off. Hey, what's up, everybody? Good evening. All right, so let's go ahead and do a brief recap over the day. Just a quick recap over the S&P and everything. So S&P down. Let's see. So down 0.69% today, so not terrible, but we did discuss how this gap here was likely going to get filled. This gap started at 436, the break 436, and it closed around 435, and that's exactly where we pulled back to. Now, we cruised past that level pretty hard, so I'm anticipating a potential drop to 433.50 tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get a bounce, a little inverse head and shoulders there. Nasdaq down 0.64%, Russell down 0.58%, and the Dow Jones down 0.72%. And of course the Qs, the Dow really feeling the pain here. Definitely saw pain here on the Qs with the same setup here, a little gap to fill. Gap got filled and more. Looking at the Dow, you can see here that on the lower time frame, hourly, we gapped up and attempted to start that gap fill. Not quite finished with it, but more than likely will finish with that gap fill relatively soon. So all in all, just a wild month and or excuse me, wild open to this Monday. But like we talked about this morning, having the bank holiday, no bond market definitely decreased our volatility. BROS, excuse me. Dutch Bros ended up in the headlines, increased 14.9% today, boosted by upgrades this morning. The drive-through coffee chain IPO'd this month. I have personal experience with these guys, not the Dutch brothers. I don't know them, but I do, in fact, have on a daily basis went to Bros and just looking at the business model in comparison to Starbucks. I really think it's I think it's great. I really do. And I think it probably has more utility and expansion capabilities. Not maybe more than Starbucks, but with the other rivals. So um how's it going, everybody? Let's mirror that. And there we go. Sorry about that. So anyway, other than that, we saw any me and Sushi, member in our chat, longtime OG. We also were watching any today. It did make a nice move to the upside. That one accelerated around 23.8%. And guess what? Any still has a massive gap to fill. I kind of missed that earlier. I don't know how, but 1050. 1050 is a gap that we could be filling here on any. But other than that, guys, we had a couple of good news, but nothing really giving us continuation there. So, but every single index did close. None of them, though, none lost more than 1%. Real estate and materials were today's lone gainers. You saw XLRE rose 0.13%. XLB bopped around 0.01%, but a communications taking the biggest hit at 1.5%. You guys saw AT&T falling to a new, I think, 52-week low here, dropping all the way below, actually, to this support of $26. So curious to see if this one will bounce and give us some upside here, or if people would like to buy it at this level. Excuse me. So Bitcoin, we talked about Bitcoin, guys, to no surprise at all. I don't know where my chart is now, but I know I usually don't go over Bitcoin, but I thought it was worth going over today. But anyway, so just looking at this channel that I was guys, I don't care what anybody says. Anybody tells me that technical analysis doesn't work, they can eat my socks, because at the end of the day, like, I'm literally pulling this resistance off of the top, and I don't know if you guys remember my comments about oh, that's why I don't have my chart. There it is. So look at that. So even better, right there. Um, incredible, incredible. We literally get right around that price target and pull back. So pretty cool there. But anyway, so we also saw some movement from coin. A couple of other, that was not a coin ticker. We saw coin breaking 260, pulled back underneath that support. Unfortunately, glad nobody chased that one. But we just saw movement there. So otherwise, Southwest Airlines, I don't know if you guys know this, canceled over 1,800 flights, citing issues with air traffic control issues, bad weather, and staffing shortfalls. While Southwest appears to be in panic mode, other airlines aren't reporting any issues. Not only that, the FFA reported no FFA air traffic staffing shortages have been reported since Friday. Just a quick move there. We did see Love close down 4.13%. So other than that, guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but Volvo announced details on an international IPO that would value the Swedish car maker at over 25 billion. This listing could be Volvo's big break after lagging car sales. So I'm actually a big Volvo fan. I love Volvo. I don't know why. Maybe my ancestors are from Connecticut. But otherwise than that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and just, I'm not going to dig into my watch list too hard. We didn't really break range. Tomorrow, guys, I'm just going to be simply watching SPWR for continuation. It finished, it pulled back. I'm not worried about it. It pulled to the 9-day moving average there, expecting that pop up there. So we're going to be watching for SPWR to break out of a little bit of a flag here on this hourly time frame. Anywhere below that 9, probably end up cutting the trade and looking for a re-entry around 25.50. So SPWR, and then we have Merck. Merck has a great setup here, watching for a little pullback to $79, somewhere in this range, hoping to get a bounce off the support and take this one potentially up and out of a flag. Now, of course, that has a lot to do with the news, as well as they are approaching FDA, but could make a good speculative play. Also, fundamentally, they're pretty damn good. Walmart was also another one that I had my eyes peeled on. And unfortunately, guys, after looking and evaluating this stock here after hours, we are fighting to reclaim support. And today, the wick that happened off of resistance happened on the 200-day EMA, which is most pivotal for us to break to the upside. We did not do that. We actually finished with a rather bearish candle to the downside. So unfortunately, guys, we're going to have to flip the script on Walmart and likely play this one for a gap fill, which could be great because I think that it still rolls over relatively soon. But I think anywhere below 138.34, there's a gap to fill to 137.75. So if you fill that gap there, we could see a potential pullback, but seeing a lot of resistance here at that 141 level. So There's a couple of NAOV, Nano Vibronics. I did swing that one after hours, just a light position. We did see here in after hours, it did get pulled back down. This one is awaiting more FDA news. So regardless of where the price goes, even if it goes back down to 173, a likely average down. The more that I dig into the stock, the more that I dig it. So um, happy to take any of your guys' requests here on TikTok, on YouTube. So if you guys want to hit the link in my bio, that is where I'm at right now. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to see your guys' requests. Also, another one that showed residual strength or relative strength today was also Microsoft. It pulled back along with everything else. So now we're kind of at that big deciding factor on whether or not we're going to see continuation from this level. We still have that break in trend here. Now that I need to delete that line, but we do have this break in trend overall. I have this as a slower time frame trend line. So in the meantime, I'm just waiting for a bullish bounce, hit that 500 HMA there, and looking for a potential reversal off of this level. This is a bounce level for Microsoft, so looking to go ahead and bounce this thing tomorrow for a potential leg up and past 298.31 to the upside. So there's still quite a few gaps to fill. Square, I'm gonna keep this short. Square, I know some of you guys swung this one. I know some of you guys were even able to take profit in the green. So my analysis was correct, but I unfortunately can't predict the news or the climate. And so with the technical analysis, we did see a pop up on Square, moved well, and then just kind of reversed, fell below that trend line. And most of you guys got out of that trade for either no loss or just a quick gain. So not a bad trade on that one, but definitely looking for a new low to bounce off of, hoping to see 231. Not giving up hope on this one, still have a gap to fill to the upside. So alrighty. So other than that, we do I did want to recap here. Netflix is still on the watch list. But unfortunately, guys, you remember what I talked about with a Head and Shoulders? Well, unfortunately, Netflix is probably going to go back down to 615, but I am looking to potentially buy the dip on this one. My resistance is far away, but there you go. So anywhere around 615, you'll actually see that we're likely going to tap support around that level. So don't be surprised if we see strong moves from Netflix to the downside. May end up being on my watch list if we continue with the red day tomorrow. If we do 615, look to take that one for a potential bounce. But Netflix does have positive sentiment. They are diversifying. In June, the company began expanding its podcasting footprint. 2 weeks ago, the company picked up its first game studio as part of its gaming initiative. Now the company is teaming up with big retailers to sell merch from their biggest hits like Squid Games, Stranger Things, and a few other shows. So definitely worth watching. Walmart fell 0.8% and Netflix fell 0.89%. So, um, guys, you know what? That comment, random from life, I really, this is the only thing that I can say to you guys. If you had CEI and you're asking me, I'm going to keep this 100 with you guys. There is no technical analysis that I can do that's going to make it go up. What happened. It got pumped out of control, and the only thing that could possibly save CEI is a good earnings that actually meets up with the fundamental expectations of the investors who pumped it up to those extraordinary levels. So if you have a position in CEI, figure out the best way to hedge yourself. But the unfortunate fact is the stock is now in a major downtrend and is a major target for or for shorts, which means that you guys are just giving your money away the more that you try and squeeze juice out of this. So I wish you all the best. I don't wish anybody to lose money. I hope that you guys can get out of that position. I hope that CEI does a U-turn and goes to $50. But the fact of the matter is it's not going to happen. And if it does, I'll eat crow and you guys can laugh all the way to the bank. But at this point in time, there's zero reason for this thing to recover. And I don't say that to make you feel bad, but hopefully push you into the next part of your investing journey, where you very much think of giving your money to a stock as buying a piece of a company, or literally giving somebody your money. Who are you going to trust? And what are those expectations of trust that you're looking for? If you're doing fundamental analysis, would you join that company? If they were in their beginning stages, would you invest 100 million to them? Think about it from that way. And yeah, so that's it on CEI. Anyway, so I just had to get the CEI out. Okay. So besides that, guys, you guys have been going crazy in the chat here. Sup, Daddy, I joined the 5-day trial. Fernando, I'm about to give you a 3-day trial. You don't calm down, dude. No, I'm just kidding. Hello, sir. Cheers from Indiana. Just found you yesterday. I'm happy I did. Thank you, Orlando. I do appreciate that a lot. Let's see. Can I do mRNA? Yes, of course. Absolutely. Can I check CRM? Thank you guys for keeping the chat nice and clean. Then they can eat your dirty son. Oh, that's awesome. Um, those of you guys here on TikTok, if you guys have charts that you would like me to look at, I'm happy to do those charts and look at them, but please comment them in my YouTube channel. That way I can see them. And you guys are more than welcome to stay on TikTok, but just please go ahead and comment those on there. So NYC, is that a stock ticker, or are you telling me where you live? Oh, you don't, never mind. I clicked on your profile. You don't live there. So it must be a stock request. Do I play Forex? No, I do not. XBT as well. FedEx, Allo, QQQ, all good tickers. Throw them on the Discord, or please go ahead and throw them up on the YouTube channel. The link is in my bio right here. Can I do this at 15? You can talk to your parents and potentially do this start at 15. Okay, let's go ahead and get started, guys. Always starting with the Discord first. Those are my boys, so prioritizing them first. So one of the first ones here was Affirm. Guys, I said what I said. I didn't say it to be a jerk. I know some probably people thought I was being a jerk. Or I think I even had somebody. I don't really share all this stuff, but I had somebody message me and basically say I was just being contradictory. But I only saw this resistance, this fake out here on Affirm. One thing about that is, if a stock on a higher time frame, and this is how I use my whole ribbon indicator on lower time frames, if the stock enters the ribbon, I'm out. Simple as that. If the stock touches my ribbon, I'm out. It doesn't matter what, like down here, that's different. But if the stock starts tapering or pulling back into my ribbon, as you can see here, it plummets immediately. As you can see here, it plummets immediately. It's a great shift. It's like an HMA. So for a firm, anywhere below 132.50, and you're going to start heading back down to 129.36. You did see some very bullish call flow, but this type of setup here is not screaming any upside to me. So just to keep it straightforward, 136.65, 132.50 to the downside. That's where I would first be looking for a drop. 129.35 would be the first level. That's the first high zone that we have. And then below that, you probably are going to, and let's pull this up and fix that support. You're probably going to revisit this hourly 200 EMA, which based on timing and stuff could see 122.35, but that's if you stay in this channel. So if you can stay above this 50 and consolidate, maybe you see some upside, but everything else is showing me further downside on Affirm. So okay, so you also asked about Square. I kind of already looked over Square, but we'll look over it again. So Square got smoked, of course. We were hoping to see a potential leg up and bounce back up to that 200. No, not happening. Now, from here, I'm curious to see if Square bounces. So a lot of the times, because I'm so early in this original drop, I don't know where the next support is until it obviously bounces. If we bounce tomorrow and we climb back above, I have 235.80. Back above 235.80, I may look at taking another position on it. And then above 240, absolutely setting an alert on this one to go right back up to the 250 level. And that's only speculating, purely speculating now that we may or may not have found our support today, and that's where we drop back down to. So we'll see how it behaves, but otherwise Square does appear to have broken a small trend line and may anywhere below this 235 231 level drop down to new lows, or another low at 224. So win win has actually been a recommendation from I think Kramer. If anything, I would endorse this. It does have a gap that you just filled. You've got this little wick you can fill 292.50. So obviously the body, the top and the bottom of this body are likely going to be levels as well to adhere to. The reason that I say that is because there was a previous gap fill here, and that's going to cause areas of resistance. As you can see with Win, I already have a downtrend established here. So the fact of the matter is if you do go for that gap fill that you're looking for, and I would have to pull, hold on 1 second, my path. Well, where are we at? Okay, so if we pull this path up, if you were to, in whatever manner, shape, or form you went to go fill this gap, it would regardless put you up and out of downtrend. So the gap would be a change in trend. You do have a whole ribbon indicator that is below you and looking to flip to the upside. You do have a substantial pop in volume. You do have that TTM squeeze to the upside, MACD rollover, and RSI. So I would say most prerequisites are met to take another leg up, and I would say $92 is the target tomorrow, with a stretch to 93.25 possible. But you will face downtrend very soon, and you can observe how you behave at that 50-day EMA. You do see a lot of choppage. So for weekends, for weeklies, probably a no-go, but definitely looks pretty good. Also, the Mayo 0410, dude. I'm sorry I put that GIF next to you, dude. But as soon as you posted, as soon as I saw your screen name, dude, I had to leave something mayonnaise related. So yields up, futures bleeding, Nasdaq leading. Was that poetry? It brings a tear to my eye. I would be happy to chart those tickers for sure. If you guys have any chart requests here on TikTok, please hop in the YouTube. So CVS, guys, I don't mind. I don't care if your chart, if your stock is in Vietnam, I will chart it. But just please leave your Lithium America's good. But leave your request on the YouTube. It really just helps me out, so that way I can answer your questions in chronological order. I don't even know English anymore. Never mind. I quit. Okay, so we've got that downtrend there. I think this has a pretty good setup. Set lots of alerts. I think obviously. Oh, you know what? Let me also mention this. Looking at this setup, you did finish rather well. You do have the EMA crossover to the upside. This is one of my favorite setups. It's when the 20 and the 50 cross over the 200, and you can actually set alerts on this. If you guys ever have questions about this kind of stuff and you're in the Discord is too quiet. All right. If you guys are, and I mean that in live trading chat, if I am online, bother me. All right. I do this for a reason. Bother me. I wouldn't say that unless I could handle it. If you have a question about what I said, don't feel like you are bothering me. All right. I've had a lot of people feel that way. It's okay. If you bother me, and I'll tell you I'm too busy. But otherwise, ask me those little questions that come up. Don't let them slip through your mind because you feel nervous or you don't. DM me while I'm trading live and ask me. I will try to make the time to split off. I have ADHD and ADD for a reason. I can switch real quick. So, so anyway, sorry I just wanted to leave that out. The reason why I'm saying that is because if I have an EMA crossover and I say that and you guys are like, what the hell is he talking about? I'll answer it. And I bother him for a living. Let's go, Johnny Montini. All right, I guess you're in stock priority there. I'll take a look at Alfie here. Next, show the lines for the 20 and the 50 EMA. No problem. So check it out. Okay, so get rid of the 9. So this blue line and this purple line, those are going to be your 20 blue. Your 50 is going to be burgundy, or I don't even know what color that is. I'm kind of colorblind, so I think it's pink. I don't know. I can see it as my color, but when these cross over this orange line, which is 200-day EMA, that's when I look for volume to step up and momentum, and we'll see a move to the upside. SPWO calls in the morning. I am looking to average down on SPWR, so that's exactly why I haven't asked in the Discord. I will from now on. Please, yes, Larry, do not feel ever. Nobody, guys, I am here to help. All right. If you aren't getting help, then I'm not doing my job. All right. Do it. Do it. I'm just kidding. Anyway, there you go. So that's what I would look for. What I was going to say on Win, you have a gap here to fill, $92. There's still a little bit of gap here. So I may end up going ahead and putting this on the watch list. I like this chart setup. It looks pretty good. So we'll write that down in a permanent marker. Hey guys, I would love to answer your questions here on TikTok. I didn't mean to put that filter on, but I am on YouTube right now, so please drop those requests. I won't be taking any more requests in about 15 minutes. So if you guys want to get your request done tonight, please throw that on there. Otherwise, yeah, my Discord is open till Wednesday, or excuse me, till tomorrow night, and then we're closed for the time being. Just so that I can meet with people. So, and until we get caught up. So, all right. What was the next? Oh, Alfie. So obviously, priority, Johnny. I appreciate that. Um, I see this a priority request here. Why is it not coming up? Alfie? Am I spelling this right? ALFI? Is this a new? Is it which one is it? AFLIW now? What the fuck? Whoa. All right, you got to fill me in on this one, brother. What's going on? ALFI. ALF? It's got to be this one. Okay, it's got to be this one. All right, cool. Where are my indicators? Why are my indicators gone? Where is our, there you are. Okay. Yes, guys, listen in the YouTube. Uh, if you guys if you guys are listening, I'm not skipping you. I will, if you're just coming in, I will absolutely get to you guys, one at a time. I'm going to work my way down. And if you need to, you guys can hop off, hop back on, and then just scroll through the video once it uploads. So you should do a TikTok of organizing colored gummy bears since that's pretty funny. That's pretty cute. Very nice. I like that. uh, That's yeah, that's just a fucking pretty funny. All right, so Alfie actually has a relatively interesting setup here. That's kind of what I would set you up as here, and trying to see. So I definitely see this as a more suitable, and I imagine if the 4 hour was up, yeah. So I'm on the money with that one. So the 4 hour is great when you're charting on the daily, to go and clean up your chart. So you can see here, you're getting close to support. I would probably say 445. If you continue down, it's just as easy for you to potentially bounce here off of this bottom of supply. If you do bounce, resistance is going to be around 845. But if you do not and you do fall, then I would suspect you're going to see 450. If you see 450, that's where I would look for my next bounce. And you can see there is a bounce level there as well. And that would be a falling wedge reversal pattern on the daily. So, um, oh, Roxana, appreciate that. Um, okay, so hold on one second. Uh, Which one did you want me to look at, Roxana? Did you have a ticker you wanted me to look at? I don't trade all day, dude. I teach. I'm teaching people right now. I'm on YouTube right now, charting for people, helping people, showing people how I chart. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started off the top. I see some hot ones, definitely ones that moved today. Roxana, let me know which one you wanted me to take a look at. I don't know if that was just a nice thing to, or if you were wanted me to take a look at something. I'm happy to look at something if you want me to. So, all right. So I'm going to start at the top. So if you guys are curious at which ones I'm doing, I see a lot of them here. We're going to go ahead and get started with most of your guys' request off of YouTube. I think I got everybody. Hold on, let's see. Discord. Oh, wait. Yeah, I know. Wow. That's right. Also, NCLH and Sony are the next one. So NLCH. Oops. Wait, hold on. NCLH. Norwegian Cleavage Lines. What am I doing? This thing looks like hot dog water, man. Okay, so you rejected the exact same shoulder length that you did over here. So anytime that happens, head and shoulders are high probability plays. This is a pretty ugly head, but I think it'll do. And then you've got this weird little shoulder bump. So honestly, let me not do that. But honestly, looking at this smaller time frame support right here, oh my gosh. Roxana, that is really the nicest thing ever. Wow. Thank you. Thanks. I don't even know what to say. Now I'm blushing. Okay. Thank you. So honestly, I would put this up as a bear flag. Not being I would say a bear flag, honestly. So you're climbing back below that 200-day EMA. I would honestly watch for this one 2468. It does not look good at this point. The pattern will get blown above the 500 HMA on the daily or the price mark of 29, basically $30, because as soon as you hit 29.50, you've got $30 right above that psychological number. Thank you. I still can't even read that. It's so sweet. um Ando Yank. Whoa. I can't even say that word, remember? Game coin, 27 coin holders and 5,000% of 3 months blowing up. Do V any request on YouTube, guys? All right, and in fact, I'm probably going to shut it down here in just a minute. We're already pretty full here, so all right, give me 1 second. We're gonna go ahead and do Sony, and then we'll get to your guys' request. Okay, so I was actually watching Sony today, and it had a strong pop. I was a little pissed off. It hit 111. Now, the thing about Sony is when this ribbon changes, it changes and it stays with that conviction a high percentage amount of the time. So unfortunately, it does appear to me that we're probably going to see more downside. There is a setup here that I think is worth taking a look at. Set a horizontal right here and set a bottom trend line here. There we go. So that is where we bounced off. So this area here, right here, is likely where we will be hanging out here for the time being, unless the market pulls back or something of that nature. So Sony, as much as it's my favorites, I would love for this thing to break out. Honestly, it's relatively difficult to trade on a downtrend. I love it on uptrends because it's literally, I'm not going to say free money, but when it hits an uptrend, it just, even if it has a red day, it gaps up and or it just gaps flat. And it's such a great ticker to go long on. But so far, inverted hammer, probably going to pull back a little bit tomorrow too, and hit that 107 level. So, all right, I'm going to keep it moving here. So one of the first ones was mRNA. A lot of these guys I'm already going to have charted, so I'm just going to keep it short and sweet for you guys, because of course I already have them charted. So, so Moderna, I think we were talking about this setup here last night. Moderna actually broke its downtrend, so you can actually throw that out as a positive. He did have a falling wedge reversal break. You did attempt to go back and pull back to that very same level. A lot of the times when there's no sentiment off of a falling wedge, it will trade flat. And so as long as mRNA stands at 298.35, or even these wicks don't even really matter, but honestly the HMA is where I'd be eyeballing a bounce. If you can hold that level, then perhaps wait for some type of, I would imagine news is always going to be one of the most number one, almost the number one thing is always going to be number one. So anything that would move mRNA to the upside would likely be above 318. But let me also remind you guys that mRNA has ran from November of last year, or we could even, let's just go to this year. So let's go to January. From this year, on January 1st, trading at 120, running all the way to almost $500. So think about it this way. My target is still around 260 because there's still no strength at this level. But anything can happen news wise. On a technical basis, I would imagine that mRNA is going to continue its way down, but you can't, just like you can't go up straight, you're not going to go down straight. So watch for what you want to look for at this level is strength. And strength is going to be shown in obviously good volume, good volume push type moves. So anything where the volume picks up and you see, and looking at mRNA, good day here, it looks like you can see a run from 350 all the way to 385. So $25 day, that's strength. You want to see that strength return. If you don't take the trade. There's no conviction there, and really set ranges on it. So that way you don't have to get in or jump into the trade feeling overzealous. You let the trade come to you. So you set parameters around it and you add alerts. So that's what I would recommend doing on mRNA. Love. Oh man. So you actually commented that. So again, Love is dealing with their traffic controllers. Anytime you're dealing with a ticker like this with sentiment issues, there's not too much. Sometimes the chart will set up the news, but just doing some candlestick analysis here, you do have that gravestone type setup. You did bounce off of where you opened today, and buyers tried to take this one up. They immediately pulled it back down. They filled most of the gap here on the daily, not the entirety of it, but anywhere below tomorrow, below 5150, you've got an immediate trip to probably, I would just call it around 51 and then 5050. But honestly, you really need to hold this 200-day EMA on the daily. You did have a potential rounded bottom here, but now you're kind of blowing it, especially with that news. So if you do see a stronger push tomorrow, you saw a really big spike in volume here. So especially as I would imagine anywhere below 50.85, 50.50, you're going to go back down to $47. So and that's just with the current climate. If anything changes between now and then obviously we could be wrong. So will PLTR impact upgrade be high impact? Unfortunately not. Now the overall setup on PLTR is bearish. I'm a PLTR bull. I don't give a shit what the chart says, but I also know that the trend is not my friend at the moment for me to take any upside positions. But if you look at this, we're just hovering around the 200-day EMA. So if we hang out there for long enough, eventually we'll start rounding out, and that means that buyers are holding up this level here. If we do not and we just trade flat, unfortunately it is what it is, and we'll see a pullback. So okay, so we got PLTR here. Again, if you guys are on TikTok right now, please hop into YouTube. OCG into the moon once the WHO approves. Yes. Chop market, whales playing the option traders. Yep, chopping up premiums right now. That's why it's a good day to sit on cash today. But okay, so yeah, so PLTR, not too much there. So PROG, I already have that one charted. You'll be quite relieved here. You do have a massive falling wedge. You guys can send that to Starboy. Maybe he's on there. I don't know. I doubt it. How much did you make today? I actually didn't make. I made money on equity. But I was up, I think, on equity around maybe $400. But options, I was down today. I ended up not a lot. at all. That was under $400 loss. So, which was it totally within my risk, considering the gains that I made last week. So, anyway, PROG guys, this one had a strong pop off of the 20-day EMA and the 50 EMA, extreme volume. Remember, guys, that this thing is everything about PROG is reliant on volume here. So, if you go pull this away, you'll see that this is the third highest volume streak it's ever had, and it really, really needs to see a push up, and I would say 335 is likely a level, but you can see where we're at now. This is the previous support zone, 215, and we're getting slacked up. So the next level is 236, second level's 265, and you're gonna fight. I promise you, you're gonna fight. But good volume today. Hopefully you see continuation tomorrow. I don't know what the setup is. I don't know anything about this, but will net run again? Well, based off of today's move today, which was obviously one hell of a move, I was watching it. Even watching the close today, it was showing a whole lot of strength, and I do know that market makers are playing some serious games nowadays. You guys saw that a lot of people took a firm in Oracle calls, and I mean I would have been tempted to do the same thing if we hadn't caught those plays earlier, but market make dude, things are getting yanked around and a lot of reversal patterns are happening here. But with net look like a simple, very bullish cup and handle. So you have actually 4 or 5 different types of cup and handles. I don't know if you guys knew that, but you actually have the handles are what define the cup. And I'll post a little chart on those relatively soon. But you have like a more bearish cup and handle, one with lower momentum, usually awaiting some type of news. You also have a high momentum cup and handle, which would be this one right now. You get the cup, and the handle hardly even forms. It's more of like a inverse handles. But yeah, absolutely parabolic move to the upside here. I would imagine looking at the candle close on the 4 hour, there's a high probability for a 3-bar play. That this is exactly what a 3-bar play would look like. I don't know if there's a way for me to show you guys, but I'd have to like tweet it. Here, let me see. I'll tweet it for you guys if you guys want to go look at my Twitter. Let me pull out a 3-bar play here. That way you guys can see what that looks like. I actually have posted this before, but this is brought to you by my friends at Bueller's. But so I'm gonna go ahead and post that. Merck requests emergency FDA authorization for COVID-19 pills. Okay. I'm moving guys right along. Thank you guys for hanging out, being patient. I'm moving my way down. I did mRNA. Can we go over BA today? Yes, Fernando. So anyway, here looking at Cloudflare, it looks good for continuation, but the only thing that I was speculating is maybe, and I'm not sure, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure that maybe we had like a rising reversal pattern potentially. I see, that as a potential pullback, but otherwise you ended with a flag. You could see a pop. Let's see how it opens tomorrow. So BA, I would love to. So BA, the entry for BA was gonna end up being, and for me, I've been waiting for a positive move, and I will admit, I think just looking back at the trade, I was expecting finally after so many days of holding its ground and not breaking, and really this, I mean, what the hell is this? You don't usually see. I mean, this is absolutely insane. I actually don't even like to look at this chart because I didn't trade it, but it's fucking nuts. It is nuts to shoot up, bounce back, shoot up, bounce back, chop in range, and then shoot right back up. Come on, man. What type of crackhead energy is that? But nonetheless, finally, after taking a good hard look at this trade and the overall setup, you're building a rising wedge. So unfortunately, at the moment, it looks as if you may get one more bounce up and around 232, which is going to do what? It's going to possibly fake out the bears or the bulls who are looking to take this for a daily break. Because the fact of the matter is, y'all, is that we actually have a major downtrend here that we are desperately trying to break. We're also very, very close to support. Everything does look like it could go up, but now TTM momentum indicators are starting to slow down, and we're not really seeing any juice as we move into that level. So unfortunately, BA is just, I actually made a rule today, and I usually don't share my bias just like this, but I'm done. I will never, I don't think that I will ever trade BA again. And the reason that I say it is I did a little bit of studying on my performance on BA. This is my personal, I will always chart it for you guys or call out things. My performance on BA over the last 2.5 years is break even. Literally after today, I looked at my chart and I think I've made like an overall sum of like $180, and I've traded BA thousands of times. But I consistently have, it is not adhere to technical analysis, and it is very sensitive. They also are not a company that I'd be willing to put my cash in anymore, and that's just the facts. I don't like it long term. I think that they bleed money, and war comes around, sure, but like unfortunately, it is what it is. Um, But anyway, so on BA, though, recap of today, this was the entry. It ripped, established, found a new resistance, 232. That was a whole number. And unfortunately, I was expecting some potential continuation from that level. And so I ended up going and setting a stop loss there, especially with this whole ribbon. No go. So, and I think that using the whole ribbon on lower time frames as a moving stop loss for people who obviously are not trading weeklies is not a terrible thing to do as a strategy. You'll notice that as it crosses above the whole ribbon indicator with the 9-day moving average, you actually see some substantial movement, and you'll see that consistently here. The 9-day moving average crosses the whole ribbon indicator, and you usually see some substantial moves to the upside. But same thing as below as above, or whatever you want to call it. Crossover here, showing the same type of energy to the downside. So, all right. So I see a bunch of people already asked about net, so I already got that one. Can we go over BA? Can we go over plug? Sure, I'd be happy to go over plug. Um, if you guys have any request at all, I'd love to take your request, but I am now shutting down the request here in about 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. So please go ahead and hop on YouTube. The link is in my bio, and drop your request in there. I'd be happy to do it. Okay, so Plug Power actually has a pretty crazy setup overall. Been watching this one. The energy sector has been popping. Kind of starting to wonder if we're going to finally see a pop on Plug, or if it's going to start taking a beating with the rest of the stocks. I got to admit, guys, and I'm going to let you guys know just from unbiased, there's not a lot of money heading into these type of stocks. And what I mean by that is this was the frenzy, right? High volume, crazy parabolic movement, bull market. Now, if you go look at your mid cap ETF or small cap ETF, you are more than most likely sitting flat. And especially with the mid cap stuff like that, you're sitting really flat. With Plug Power on a technical standpoint, it respects the hell out of the 200-day EMA. And you can see that with multiple rejections. Multiple. In fact, I'd be happy to point those out for you guys. You can see here, so let's go to the 200 and a bounce there, resistance there, finally flushing through. Well, that's probably not the best way to draw that. And then you get a crossover there. You also show weakness above it. So the same level that you break above, if you don't have the strength to hold it, you immediately fall back through. But you can see here daily candles resting on this, another rejection. So the 200-day EMA is seemingly the break point for Plug. So before I would even look at taking this, yes, more than likely going to go to 30. Can't go to 30 until it breaks 28.50, period. And that's kind of the middle ground of this pattern. But if you think about it from a technical standpoint, you have to go test this resistance one last time. And I would suspect that anywhere above 28, like I said, 28.80, 28.85 with some momentum, you'll probably see that move. So looks like you're still relatively uh oh, looks like you're doing well in trend though. Um Disney. All right, guys. I'll go ahead and hang out on here, but if you guys have not, I did PROG. I did PROG on YouTube. Go scroll back. Go look at my live. I'm gonna do. Did I Sophie? No, I haven't done Sophie. I'm about to do Sophie here in just a moment. All right. So Disney actually received. I actually was watching this one in pre-market. You've got one last hope, y'all. And I'm gonna show it to you here. So, going and pulling up this 4 hour. You're seeing it. 172.80 at the most. Maybe 171.25. The last hope here for me is an inverse head and shoulders. You can already see that's basically what I was eyeballing here. But otherwise, Disney is trading like garbage. Absolute garbage, guys. No volume, no catalyst. Even the catalyst that you would suspect to move it to the upside are not. Major rejections. So anywhere below this 200-day EMA, guys, and honestly, a candle close is going to shut Disney down and move it to the downside. I'm curious if they already know that Disney's possibly going to shut things down this winter. I don't know that to be certain, but that is a good possibility. But unfortunately, the movement here is just absolutely horrendous. Whole ribbon indicator pointing to the downside. So, like I said, last hope, inverse head and shoulders, and potentially climbing back above that ribbon. But Disney just looks terrible. I feel bad for it, damn near. But they own every network in the world, so I don't. But anywhere below 170, you have 168, and then the last level at 167.50. So. Riot versus Mara. Mara. I like Mara better than Riot all day. Sundial is hot dog water, unfortunately. The fundamentals on that company are really bad. They have moldy weed. Um, all right, so CRM. Oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I did Merck, Lewis. I think I did Merck, but I'll show you again what I'm looking at on Merck. So of course, Merck has a major gap to fill. Let's start with the daily. Daily moving average. Look, we hit the 9-day moving average. That's our most bullish moving average. Maybe seeing a little bit of a bounce there. We will see. Our last chance, or where I'm really looking to take Merck, and I was got a little bit of a battle of myself. Either A, we're going to go down to 78.50 or 79 even. And the reason why I say that is because this support, I'm still trying to decide whether I'm comfortable with this support. I do see a lot more respect in this, but just overall, I do see the pullback happening here to 79 or 78.50. Regardless, it could, if it does bounce there, it will set up a flag. If it does not, and it goes right down, like I said, actually, I would take away 78.50. Forget that. I meant, I would say 79. To be honest with you, I wouldn't even take it. If it ends up closing anywhere below that, you're going to start getting into your gap, and then at that point, you're going to fall to 77. But Merck has an interesting setup. FDA approval is what we're waiting for here. ATER. ATER. I'll do CRM in a minute. I just forgot these ones. I told somebody about ATR previously. This one, unfortunately, had a major double top here. I think news is obviously something that it runs off of consistently. You did have a reversal pattern that it ended up consolidating heavy enough and actually broke downtrend. So you are up against downtrend here, and I would definitely say that hourly 50-day EMA is worth watching. Daily time frame. Definitely slowing down on the downside. So as you can see here, weakness on these candles. This is strength, right? These are strength. This is weakness. So you are seeing a little bit of weakness, low volume pullback here. So hopefully you can get right back above 1025 on ATER. But I will also warn you that the ribbon is flipping to the downside, and just as easy as you could go up, it could just be simply a retest before making your way down. So Um, Disney below 174 support, or I'd say 170 puts, yeah, but yeah, Disney to the downside. But that's honestly, watch the market in general. So CRM support, nope, nope. I think I talked about this one previously. This I think today was probably the nail in the coffin here. Yeah, it's so good. Oh my God, why do I yawn like that? Oh, I can't stop yawning. Dude, it feels like there's like this one yawn that you can't get out and you just keep yawning. I'm not like even really that tired. Or maybe I am, I just forgot what it feels like to be tired. Who knows? But I'm just sitting here yawning. I can't stop it. Sorry. I'm not even that tired right now. So this is what I see on CRM. Looks like you have a little bilateral triangle here, kind of bouncing around here, tap there, 3 taps off support. So I would not want to break that anywhere below 270. CRM is going to go retest the 200-day EMA, which is likely going to be that 260, 270, 268, excuse me, level to the downside. But on the contrary, if you flip and you reverse anywhere above 280, and you're probably going to start heading into the highs. You already filled your gap. So your gap is filled. And honestly, after the gap fill, you see a pretty gnarly sell off today. Big pop off support, but immediately starting to pull back. So definitely want to see buyers step up here soon, or you may end up seeing some downside here on CRM. It has an extended run. Maybe go look at what Nancy Pelosi's doing with that, since she's a big buyer. So all right. Can I try P any? I did any. Let you take a look at it again. Any is doing well. It broke this resistance that we talked about last week, 741, and it's making its way uptown with a gap to fill all the way to 925. So any actually looks great for continuation. I actually have equity. I'm looking to probably trade it tomorrow with Sushi. So Sushi is one of the members in our chat. He's really cool friend. So. I only have 62 invest, make money. Um, okay. I only have $60 to invest to make more money. I'm so broke. Dumb. That's a really heavy subject. I don't want to like get into a huge breakdown on that. I have been there, dude. I have definitely been there. You have, and I can't tell you how to navigate your particular situation, but if you are desperate to change that $60 into something bigger, you're going to have to be incredibly patient, incredibly. You may have to wait a month to find that perfect opportunity to get into something that has good momentum. But otherwise, man, I would recommend just starting putting your money aside. Don't just use that $60 and hope that it's going to make it. Start saving up more money. Start putting more, $5, $10, a dollar. Throw it on Cash App. Every time you spend money on Cash App, if you have one, put that money aside. So, but that's all I can tell you, man. It was hard for me to make that switch. There was times where I thought I was gonna just have to go back to work. I get it, but whether if you have a job, you should. I tell people all the time, the preferable thing is to have a job and to be able to take advantage of the stock market, so that way you're not glued to it all the time. It's a lot of times it's the people who can't step away who end up losing the most money. But um what's up, Robert? So ACAD. So my chart is pretty wide on this, but oh, okay. Oh my God. So unfortunately, I don't even know what this is, a pharmaceutical company. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Why does it look like that? All right. Well, yeah, okay, I can see it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to give you the same generic answer that I give most people with pharmaceutical companies. There's nothing. Yes, it's trading in the channel, but everything is pointing to no momentum, no volume. So I just didn't. I don't. I like based on this setup right here. You know, anywhere above 20 or 1860, I would expect for a test of this downtrend. That could happen at 2350, but otherwise, the chart itself looks really bad, and I mean, you dumped from 45 down to this level. So I'm not quite sure what the fundamentals are, and that's really what I would be leaning on. But anywhere above that 1850 level, I would suspect you're going to move to the upside. So, all right, I'm making my way down here. What ribbon is that? That's a whole ribbon indicator. No, I didn't speak on Tesla. Oh yeah, there you go. Whole sweep by In Silico. Thank you, Kenneth. Um, Warner. Do you think it will have a large Chinese stocks still have more room to the downside? Absolutely. Larry Thomas, multi-weed. Yep. Is it bearish? Yeah, it's bearish long time. I think it's only moving up and letting those bag holders get out of there. So, also, I seen you had an Annie on the screen. Can you give a quick summary of your conclusion? Alex, sorry about that. I saw that. If you can do a little recap there. But beautiful curl on any hourly time frame, elongated curl, but nonetheless, nice bottom out here. So I'm expecting a run up to the $9 level. I think any is probably just as good as any other ticker for continuation tomorrow with that gap to 925. So if you're watching for any equity plays, any is definitely on the top of my list here for going into tomorrow. So definitely loving this move here so far. Big strong pop, nice momentum. Just now rolling over. I could see a strong move here on the hourly. And again, you do have that gap up, that gap fill here all the way to 923. So um, I told BBY like 10 times. Yeah, sorry guys. I am making my way down this. Yeah, my daughter is fluctuating. She feels better now. Karen Ranok Shah, Best Buy. I apologize, man, but everybody in here is being incredibly patient as I move down this list. So just asking for your patience as well. If you can't, then I'm sorry. I'm making my way. So, but I will make my way to Best Buy after I hit the stocks in front of you. So I'm not taking any more requests after this, guys. So whatever's in at the moment, that's it. So Nike is the last one. Or Zoom, I guess. Yeah, you already sent that, guys. No repeat requests, please. You guys fill up the chat, make it really. I can't really. I get lost in the sauce here, trying to find which ticker names that I'm stuck on. So, okay. It looks like we might. Chris Lee's no, I'm not down that badly on EZFL. For EZFL right now, it's 15% of a small starter position. Again, I made that clear this morning. A starter position, EZFL. I am looking for another leg up. I'll go over that one in just a moment. All right, I'm gonna keep moving down the list here. Um, show the lines for okay. All right. Net. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not skipping anything. All right, so I'll go to Sophie. I'm gonna make my way down here, guys. I can't really skip ahead or anything like that. So Sophie looks good. Inverse head and shoulders on the daily. Honestly, I could see this one very quickly moving into the 1934 level. But remember that this came off of an upgrade. A lot of the times upgrades can spur the movement, but a lot of times continuation can be a little bit rougher. So everything here looks good to the upside. And like I said, the next target above you is 1950. So I would suspect seeing it anywhere around 1950. You could see, I think the price target that came in here was around $27. So, um, what do I think about AMD? So this one struggled to break out of that flag, ended up making a gravestone doji. So unless you see an immediate reversal tomorrow off of this very same level 104, more than likely you're going to see a leg down, and that one's going to happen to $100. So you're going to hit $100 on AMD. Otherwise, if you can reverse and make your way out of here above 108, on to the races here, but hopefully up into the 115 levels. So all right, we've got, I did mark ATR. I did that one, I think ADI. This one looks like it's going to reverse as well. Well, it's channel trading very hard, like very hard. But honestly, looking at this chart right here, you're channel bound. So you've bounced off support. If you see sellers step up here, then you may end up breaking it anywhere below 163. You've got 160 and 158.30 here to the downside. So I think I did net. Yeah, I did net. Alfie, I did Alfie already. Um, there you go. So Andrew had some good news or some good advice. So I would wait suggesting for big news on a stock. I think one of the things that I've told people before, on with small accounts is that exact same thing. Is if you only waited for high momentum plays and just traded them, then you would end up probably making a decent return. So I don't know what HYG is, but well, as far as iShare, iBox, high deal, I don't use corporate bond ETFs, but this one is moving down here. Rejection, EMA crossover, 9-day moving average, 20-day moving average, and the 50-day EMA all moving over that major 200-day EMA or just major key support of $87. So clearing 87, honestly, looking at the levels that it's at now, you see 86.35, but you could see all the way down and see new lows. This is pretty significant here, closing below this. If you do not see an immediate reversal, more than likely you're going to continue to the downside here. So everything looking a little bit rough. The RSI is oversold, so you definitely could see one of these type recoveries here. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. OC, I haven't done it. OCGN. Um, I'm taking requests. Well, I'm not taking any more requests on YouTube, but you guys can feel free to hop in the YouTube. Um, Maybe in just a minute, I'll hang out with just the TikTok here in just a moment. So give me a minute. I just want to finish this. Everybody on YouTube has been waiting for a long time, so I want to make sure that I get to everybody's stocks. So OCGN actually has a wonderful setup here. It actually was looking as if it was going to close, and I just switched time frame. So OCGN is no bueno. There we go. So holding that 200-day EMA, I fully expect OCGN to return to the 865 level. This is the very same level we've seen multiple rejections. I would only expect the same thing here. So ALLO. Thank you guys for your patience. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. All right. This thing's rough. I'm not gonna lie to you. Therapeutic stocks. I tell you what, man, it's always the therapeutic stocks. They're not very therapeutic to your account. They're like the lack of therapy. You need therapy after trading these type of stocks because they just don't seem to stop falling. All right. Well, I can only speculate here that we have this massive channel here, and using that channel, including supports, this is actually a new low. So just using this as a speculative support, I would see 1185 here to the downside. What a significant move here. You can obviously see another engulfment here. No strength to the upside. So more than likely you may see that level there. But honestly, after a giant gap down on like this, you're going to see a lot of crazy moves all around. It could trade flat for a month. So Grace, I did not do JPM. Wow. I love it. Look at that. Look, wow. Did you ask me this before? Who asked me about JPM? Was I right or was I right? I may have been right. Damn. Should fucking play JPM today. Well, that was a play, successful play there. So it looks like you moved down to the first target, 166. I think I had 166.50. Oh, you did hit it. So 166.50. It looks like your next target down here is 165.85, Grace. So looks like a clean reversal here. Normally for me, I would like to see more a little bit over 65% of that pattern retraced before waiting for your next bounce. So, but that one looks good as far as to the downside. So, SoFi, okay. CRM, I did CRM. Um, Baba. All right. Well, so first of all, Baba, every time it gets near its 4 hour or really any moving average, let me go look at the daily here. So okay, so in exchange it's going to be the 50, but oh, wait, what'd you do that for? Hold on a second. That's weird. Why can't I see my? Oh, there it is. Wow, I don't know what I just did. Sorry, I was freaking out there. I don't know how to do computers. So the 50-day, what I was going to say is the 50-day EMA. And you guys remember if you traded the Chinese stocks with me to the downside, the 50-day EMA on Badu and Baba, extremely respectable. And let's go take a look at that. So anytime we climb above it, no volume, you pull back immediately and you see a flush. As soon as it closes below the 50, flush. Here we go right here, test the 50, you do test the 200, flush. Here, 50-day EMA retest, flush. Same thing here, pullback. Um, you do go and test downtrend here for a quick little pop up, but again, you flush immediately down below that 50, held under the 50 here, and then same thing here. Immediately as you touch the 50, you get a rejection. So looking at the overall setup, right, on Baba, as we move into the meeting with Biden, it's totally probable that we continue the upside. I think one of my targets was 187.50. Until we see a rejection. And seeing that the 500, that major moving average, the 500 HMA and other moving averages are above resistance, is giving me more of a feeling that we will test it. So, and that's just based off of pure speculation. And honestly, retail's going to get smoked so hard on Baba. I'd just stay away from Chinese stocks. So, um, you're great at this and explanation things. Oh, no problem. Uh, He should be, yep. Net hut. Hut. Yeah, I looked at this one yesterday, right? So it held, huh? Okay, so you did pop and you kind of, so you actually broke out and then pulled back. That's no good. There it is. This is after hours. See through the noise. See through the noise. That's after hours. That doesn't count. All right. Well, based off of previous trends that I've seen with this behavior, well, all right. Do whatever you want, Mr. Arrow. Okay, so let's try that again. There you go. So that's what I would speculate based off of previous setups and patterns that I've seen that move in this direction. So, um, otherwise, if you can make a clean break straight up, you blow the pattern. So if you break resistance, you blow the pattern, and you should see continuation there. So, how do I set up on moving averages on Thinkorswim? That's a good question. I haven't been on Thinkorswim in a long time. I'll have to go figure that out. But I do believe you should just go to studies, and there should be like a little beaker. And if you click on the beaker, you should be able to type in the EMAs, I think. Oh, I did Alfie already. I did, or ALF. Yeah, I did ALF already, Johnny. Just scroll back. I don't know if Karan is still on, but Best Buy. What is that again? BVY, that's right. I forget that it even exists. Oof, that looks terrible. That looks terrible, 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 terrible. Wow. All right. So to be honest with you, you're at support. You have the holiday seasons coming, so above 111.25. Above 1125, seeing how it behaves as it crosses over 200-day EMA. I would imagine seeing this HMA right here, or potential previous highs around 120. Otherwise, if you stay below and you reject, unfortunately, this type of setup screams bearishness to me. I hate it when the daily holds a tight range for months, and you got to think about it. Best Buy has been holding this range for months. Months. I don't even think it's ever traded like this. Maybe here. So inevitably, so look, right? Dump. I see the same thing here. You could see again another run up, but unfortunately, not a great setup at all. You know, anywhere above 111, you could see some upside there. So, so EasyFL, I wanted to show you guys this one. So this one went and filled its gap as I kind of suspected. So I'm watching this one to bounce tomorrow for another good average down here. You made a lower low, so definitely could see a strong bounce. And the stop loss for me is probably going to be around 350, somewhere in that nature. So, or somewhere in that range. So, but again, smaller entry there. MKND. Thank you again, Roxanne. I appreciate that. MNKD. Okay, so your slap up against that 200 or that 500 HMA, that is huge. That's always a major moving average here. Not sure if how much respect is garnished by it, but you're finishing the day with a little bit of a flag. Sellers definitely pushing this down a little bit. You can see some pretty wild wicks here in the middle of a momentum TTM pop and a MACD rollover, and the RSI is a bit overbought on this 4 hour. So looking at all of those things here, unfortunately, you know, either you stay in range and flag here until those indicators cool off and this moving average here can catch up with you, or otherwise you go to meet it and you pull back to 490. So I have done Baba. Everything is on YouTube. If you guys have any questions about anything, I've done most of the tickers you guys are asking for it. I Interactive Brokers is great. Levi puts. I don't know about that. Baba, I already covered Baba on my YouTube. So hop on the YouTube. All right. Can trend lines be used as support and resistance? That's what they are. They are support and resistance. They're just different forms. So yeah, that's mankind. We're doomed. I'm kidding. Aurora, ACB, I think. Uh, so long term, Aurora cannabis still stays with the sentiment that nothing's ever going to be legal. And unfortunately, you're kind of seeing that ugly movement here. But I was looking at this cannabis stocks today. Had a lot of people ask me whether I'm bullish on them. I'm bullish on them as soon as the government allows them to be. And that's that because I'm not putting my money into something like this for it to just trade incredibly flat. So honestly, I don't want to give you a stupid answer, but the fact of the matter is there's no volume. There's hardly any movement in any direction, and really it's having a hard time picking one. Which honestly, when everybody's forgotten about a ticker, they say is the best time to buy it. But yeah, I don't know. ACB here, low volume, no real direction here, to the up or the downside. So I would say though, right here you're getting a rejection, so that does count more of a double top. So watch for this level of 685 and then 640 here to the downside. So um DDD. All right. Well, so those of you who knew me or were trading with me, I was waiting on this one to break out. I actually took a loss on this trade, waiting for some speculative movement here. I did not get it. So looking at this overall setup on this time frame, looking back, it honestly looks like anywhere below 25, you're probably going to see some continuation to 2330, to be honest with you. So um, yeah, honestly, rejecting the 9-day moving average here. So low volume, but you still look like you're going to head to the downside here. So anyway, I would say 25 retest anywhere below 25. You'll see bearish action there. CRN looks tasty. Upstart. Upstart has a little pennant here, little daily flag. You just need to basically cross above that 321, at 322 level, and you could start climbing into the highs around 350. So, unfortunately, I hate pennants. So if we do pull back, watch for downside below that 288 level. So, um, Lulu. I actually already have Lulu set up here, waiting for Lulu to come to me. There you go. That's what I'm looking for on Lulu. Looking for a drop down to this next level of 175, and then potentially taking this one for a bounce back up into the $400 range. Looking at the options, definitely starting to seem more likely here. Um, you asked about body and TTCF. Did you really? No way, I missed that. No, I haven't missed it yet. I haven't missed it yet. I'm currently. I'll show you guys where I'm at. Um, oops, I'm right there. So I'm at Eric Krieger's message. I already did Merck. If you guys want Merck, look back. Um, so unfortunately, Amazon has a pretty well-defined head and shoulders. I'd like to play that on a Friday to the downside, crushing the 3128 level. But unfortunately, overall, the setup here on Amazon is bearish, with the target of basically 3K. So um, and until this pattern gets blown, then it's still my sentiment remains the same. So um, I already covered Netflix, I believe, but if you're looking at Netflix, you had a little lower time frame Head and Shoulders. I'm waiting to buy back at the 613, 615 here to the downside for an overall channel bounce. So I think this is a standard deviation channel, kind of like Microsoft. So just waiting for a pullback here, and we'll buy that one back. So I like that one. Um, BA is my brain on charts. Yeah, tell me about it. No problem, Aaron. I am trading any tomorrow. Can I explain which indicators you use in your setup? Yes, very briefly. So, pivot point indicators are going to auto generate levels of support and resistance. You'll see here that Netflix is currently at a pivot point, which means if it flushes this pivot point, more than likely it's going to drop down to your next support. Doesn't necessarily mean these, but they're auto generated to be probably your more substantial. I actually would think that Netflix could be more bullish tomorrow, especially the fact that R1 is lined up with your resistance rather than your S1 lined up below. But that's all dependent on how you move tomorrow. But pivot points are a thing. I use the whole suite ribbon. This ribbon is going to be like your MACD, where it gives you the trend, but it also works like a moving average, as well as a momentum indicator. So you get the momentum, you get the sell and the buy signals, and then when you cross above the whole ribbon indicator, usually you'll see good, strong bullish movement on the daily. Obviously, the thinner the red, the better. And then from there, you kind of take off. So the whole ribbon indicator is trend finding indicator, also using the HMAs as supports and resistances up or down. Then we have volume, always number one. Volume represents the amount of shares traded in a given time frame. So if it's the hourly candle and we see 20 million shares, 20 million shares have been traded there. EMAs are the 200, the 50, and the 20. The 200 is orange. That's 200 days of data. With the more recent price action weighed down, or more that you see more weight on that recent price action, giving you a little bit more realistic moving and the moving average, as well as 50 and the 20-day EMA, which are also going to obviously be less data, but with the 50 going to be a little bit stronger, 20 a little bit weaker. I use the 9-day moving average, fluctuating that between 9 and 6, depending on if I'm scalping or not. VWAP, self-explanatory there. And I use the TTM squeeze. That's a momentum indicator. A lot of times when it fires off like that, it'll let you know that an impending movement, it will be happening soon. I use the RSI to tell me when stocks are overbought or was oversold. This line is going to be oversold. This line is going to be overbought. And then MACD as a buy and sell momentum indicator. There you go. Okay. So the next one I had was Amazon. 9:43, guys, 10 o'clock. If I don't get to your tickers, I gotta shut it down, guys. I do have to get off. I have to. So if I don't get to your ticker, meet me tomorrow morning, bright and early. DM me on the Discord, and I'll get to that ticker in the morning. But which is probably a better time to look at it anyway, because it will gap down or gap up. So you probably get a better idea. Grace, I did your JPM. Um, Visa. Visa was a great put play today. You guys see right here, you get that 9-day moving average crossover, beautiful flush, gap fill here. Honestly, guys, when you see gaps like this, down or up, it makes for beautiful plays. It really does. I mean, this was a beautiful entry, nice cruise, flushing right down. So honestly, with Visa, you just pulled off a double top on the daily. Everything is getting real bearish, y'all. Very, very bearish. And now that I look at this setup even more, hot damn. So this is your previous support, now turned resistance, and you're getting smacked at this level. Major reversal here. You would need to see some type of miracle, but more than likely you're going to start seeing Visa down to 215. So that's what I would speculate on Visa based off the current move trajectory you're heading in right now. Hey guys, if you guys are on TikTok, sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I just have a whole request list of stocks that people are asking me to look at. So, sorry about that. Okay. All right, guys. I think I did DDD, Zoom. Okay, so I covered Zoom previously. Zoom did have a lower time frame falling wedge, watching for a reversal 260.80 to potentially head back up to 267, 260, 270. But otherwise, right now, just not a lot of movement in your favor. And so, based off of what I saw today, honestly, Zoom anywhere below 252, you're gonna see 245 next. So. Unfortunately, that's Zoom has no buyers right now. Nobody's buying Zoom, so I don't think anybody's doing anything with Zoom. Um, is what is listed what you're bullish on tomorrow? I'd say win in any SPWR, Merck, EZFL, and NAOV. Forgot to write that one down. We'll see if Merck is bullish. That one's speculative. All right. Shrimp YouTube. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. Do you start your stream when the market is about to open as well? Yes, I do. A lot of times we don't trade live on here though, unfortunately. So Tesla needs to be looked at. All right, Tesla with the hot dog water. So right off the bat, yes, Tesla has this massive wedge here. Yes, we are getting really close to our support. Anywhere below 785. See you later, Tesla. You're going back down and you're going to flush to 770. I honestly am starting to feel in my gut that if we don't reverse tomorrow, we're going back into bear land. So, um, anyway, 786, 785, and Tesla's a goner. Otherwise, on a reversal, watch Tesla back up 805. And if by some crazy miracle you break 805, you have a ridiculous target of 825. I don't think it happens, but that's potential. But anyway, yeah, Tesla's likely going to move down here 770. Um, oh yes, Obadiah, I am bullish on Merck. Yes. Why was SoFi going off? Price target raise. SCHD. Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. Interesting. Okay. This one moves with the Dow. Looks exactly like the Dow, damn near. And you, just like the Dow, you gapped up and you went for the majority of that gap fill, but you bounced really, really hard. So if you start moving to the upside, perhaps watch for the same target around 76.50. The whole ribbon indicator is sitting at 76.40 right now. I think looking at the daily, obviously, yeah, so you went for that gap fill there. So you'd need to see an immediate reversal and start trending to the upside. The whole ribbon indicator does look like it wants to flip. Volume is okay, but otherwise you're just kind of trading flat in range right now, looking to pick a direction. You got 3 bounces off support, and it looks like you've had around 2 cracks at resistance. So going for your 3rd crack there around 78. So don't do crack. NXTP. Wow, that shit ran. Okay, next play technologies. Yeah, nice little movement there. Now that you've recovered that daily 200-day EMA, you need to pick up in liquidity. You don't have a lot of volume and stuff like that. You're just getting random bursts. So this may be a good level to buy. Oh, sweet Jesus. Damn, that shit reset my whole life. Damn. I think I just sneezed that part of my brain. Anyway, what are stocks? Uh, I'm just kidding. So move above the 200-day EMA. I'd like to sit here. So sit above this range. You need to hold 220, $2. At that point, wait for these moving averages to start catching up. I don't know what the news is, but you did already go and almost fill the majority of a gap here. The gap fills at 285. So watch for a little bit of accumulation or building in this area above the 200-day EMA, and I think you're good to go and move to the upside. But liquidity needs to pick up there. So futures are down. I believe the market is dead tomorrow. Futures are down. That's sick. But don't think that because if the market gaps down, they could be bullish. So oh, Alex, you asked for body. Body hasn't changed. Your body is a wonder is a lack of a wonderland right now. Is more of a nightmare, but could be a wonderland for you soon above $6. And right now, no volume, so your body is malnourished. That's that. Okay, so TTCF. Sorry, Alex. Uh, that thing, man, what a mm, that is gelatin hot dog water. I really don't even know what to say other than you look super bearish. There is just no winning here with TTCF. I mean, every time it pumps, it dumps. Every time it pumps. I think this is a heavily shorted stock that they are looking to probably push down into the teens, unfortunately, or into the lower single digit numbers. But you're at support. So I would just try and look for a decent bounce here to go back up to resistance, but your chances are getting slim here. So, um, do you trade Haikeni Ashi when trading live? I do not know. I can show you how to use it though in the future. So I'm having trouble finding the ribbon. Can you repeat the name? It's right here, but you may not be able to grab the script for it. Hold on one second. Hold on. I'll get it for you. Sorry. All right. Well, I forgot how to, so you should be able to go to, and maybe if you have premium, you can go, you may have to go and search for it. Hold on one second. Oh, come on. Work with me, internet. All right, there he is. Silico scripts. There you go. It's somewhere in here. There's the whole suite ribbon indicator. And if you want, you can literally go read their definition and what they use it for. So, um, yeah, there it is right there. Script was made to regroup multiple whole variants into one indicator, maintaining a flexible customization and intuitive visualization. So I'm gonna tweet this out for you guys. So go to my Twitter, and that's where it's at now. All right, sorry. I just tweeted that for you guys. So now you have the in silico ribbon, and you should be able to integrate that from your chart there. Sorry, that took a lot longer than I wanted it to. I met that guy, Alex Honnold, that dude in that picture. Let's get crispy. Let's all watch lines. Sorry. I'm just finishing requests here on YouTube, so. Oh wow, he got it. Okay. Oh damn, you had the script right there. That was hilarious, bro. Your body is a lack of a wonderland. That's funny. I kind of sent a risky $90 call for this Friday on Mark. I don't expect it to hit, but hoping for a news catalyst. If the news catalyst goes, it's gonna rip. Krispy Kreme D nut. Okay, so D nut. Unfortunately, me and bros and D nut. Beautiful choice of tickers, but yeah. So D nut and bros both kind of had this look until bros kind of turned the color or turned the corner here. DNUT though looks like it's established a downtrend, and unfortunately might go lower. I'm not quite sure yet, but we are in the meantime. I have this support right here, so um, honestly, the way that it's trading, it needs to it needs to start curling. It needs to curl back up. Which reminds me, Dole, piece of shit company right here. I ended up selling. I had like 4 shares for fun. Dole apparently has a garbage. I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but it has a garbage management basically series of con men, damn near. Uh, so worth looking into. So that came from Atlas too. He sent me this article. It was absolutely nuts. I just go to indicators and type hole. It's the first one. Really? Damn. All right. Well, I went through all of that and I failed. All right. Coca-Cola. What the hell was I smoking over here? What was going on here? That was not gonna pretend like y'all didn't see that. Ugh. What is that stuff? Oh, now I see. I see what a head. I was explaining what a head and now I remember. I was explaining what a Head and Shoulders would look like on Coca-Cola. Okay. So right here on Coke, we have recovered. You can see a strong reversal after breaking out of this channel, but weakness as you climb above that 800. So you have 3 candles here, not showing a whole lot of strength. But I think as long as you hold that $200 level above 53.85, really 53.70, you're probably going to go and retest the $55 level on Coke. So, um, okay. Guys, it is 2 minutes till 10. Um, I am making sure. Hold on. Futures. Can you see a Head and Shoulders on Visa? Yes, potentially. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could call it that potentially, potentially. But yeah, yeah, maybe. You're close to one. You're close enough that you could pull it off. Yeah, if you reverse them, definitely. Um, okay, so NX PT guys, if I missed your ticker, maybe DM them to me on YouTube or on TikTok, and I'll see if I can't tweet those charts out before the end of the night. But feel free to ask me if I missed your ticker. I really apologize, guys. I have to get off at 10 o'clock. I may even hop on TikTok in like 25-30 minutes, but I got to make a phone call. I've got some things I got to talk about, family stuff. So, but hopefully you guys had your ticker started. Hopefully I answered some questions for you guys. If this is your first stream here, sorry. I have to make my way down the list accordingly. So hopefully I got to your ticker. If I didn't, then I will do that tomorrow. But 50% of NXTP gap got filled before it saw a major rejection. That is my rule of thumb, guys. Major daily gaps, take profit at 50% of the gap. Don't try and stretch the entirety of the gap with any type of shorter expiration. So thank you guys. As always, thank you for the tips. I appreciate those. Those were a surprise, Roxana. Very kind words. Those always keep me very motivated. So you guys are amazing. I really like being able to help really nice people. So thank you guys for being nice and patient. I do appreciate that. So anyway, tomorrow morning we'll see you guys bright and early. Get it started here, and hopefully we'll see a little bit more continuation to the upside. So anyway, have a good night. Stay blessed. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out.